Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
1 year of the pandemic. Are your blue jeans fitting you around the waist like they did in 2019? Is your blouse too tight? Can you no longer tuck in that sexy shirt? I posted a question on my Instagram recently asking people if they were feeling anxious about weight gain during lockdown. I received a lot of responses and some people shared longer stories too. So in today's episode, I am going to talk about weight gain during the pandemic and binge eating. First of all, you are not alone in this. Millions of people across the world are experiencing anxieties about their bodies. The rise in unstructured time, closure of gyms and recreational centers, movement restrictions, and the enormous stress of the pandemic are affecting people's eating and sleeping patterns. The most common factor is what we know as stress eating, binge eating, or emotional eating. If you feel like you have been constantly ordering food via Zomato and Swiggy and stocking up on all kinds of fried snacks, you're not alone. I have done a bit of that too. In fact, people all over the world have tried to beat stress and angst over COVID uncertainty with food, especially comfort food. I mean, doorstep deliveries help, right? But the result? Weight gain. Viren Swamy, professor of social psychology at Anglia Ruskin University, says, in addition to the impact of the virus itself, our results suggest the pandemic could also be leading to a rise in body image issues. People are more likely to stress eat, which typically involves higher consumption of more junk food items. All of this stress may also result in people feeling less motivated to work out. How to identify binge or stress eating? Number one, it comes about suddenly or abruptly. That need to eat fries or chocolate late at night. Number two, you crave only certain foods, usually sweets or junk. Or you might be making those extremely tasty looking recipes online without bothering to check how many calories you are consuming. Number three, you may binge eat on food and not feel a sensation of fullness. For example, eating a whole cake instead of a slice or two. Number four, you feel guilt or shame about eating and yet you cannot stop. Binge eating leading to weight gain and that weight gain causing stress and again reverting to eating to feel better seems like an endless loop. But well, it is not unbreakable. But wait, you may be thinking, I know this already. But here's what you can do. Number one, acknowledgement. The first thing my therapist advised me is to cultivate the habit of acknowledging that there is an issue or problem. Because we can work on something only if we accept that it exists. Number two, you control food, it does not control you. Binge eating often feels like a loss of control. It does not have to be. You get to choose what and how much to eat. And if nothing else, try cooking your own meals, one meal at a time. Cooking is therapy for me, and I feel more in control of my need to eat something random when I decide to put in efforts to cook it instead of ordering in. Number three, find other ways to cope with stress. Instead of food, focus on other activities you enjoy. Books, to gardening, to anything that helps you generate happy hormones or endorphins. Number four, move your body. I love lifting weights, but that does not mean you have to do it too. You can dance, you can cycle or walk your pet, or even try something like skipping. Just move as much as you can. Number five, meditation. I may be starting to sound repetitive, but well, meditation helps. There are even apps like Headspace that help you get on with it if starting on your own seems difficult at first. Number six, keep out the trash. This really means do not keep temptations lying around in the house. I mean, will I eat a packet of chips if I know it's in the kitchen? Of course. But if it's in a shop, I might not get out of my pajamas and get to the shop and buy it when cravings hit. Stocking up on junk makes it 100 times more likely for you to eat it as well. Number 7, positive self-talk. Love yourself or self-love is not simply about lighting up fairy lights or taking a shower. It is also about telling yourself that you are human and allowed to fail, and also holding yourself accountable. You should not be shaming yourself, but rather talking to yourself with kindness and understanding. Because the journey is never linear and has its ups and downs. Trust me, I have been there too. And I can also say I am here too now. Personally, I have managed to reduce binge eating to almost a non-issue now. Here's one more thing I'm trying out. I know we've all become too used to wearing loose clothes, sweatpants, and pajamas during work from home. How about dressing up every day as if you're going out? If your jeans are repressing into your stomach and a belt is stretching, you will think twice before reaching for the food app on your phone or making your way to the refrigerator. I know, being at home means being comfortable. But the whole problem in the last 1 year is that we have become too comfortable. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching the third episode of Mind Over Matter. Please do give your suggestions in the comment section of the video. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media handles. This is Tina Das for The Print, signing off.